I spent a lot of time. Those who are out here.
Hello, everyone. Good evening, and welcome to this meeting.
I spent.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Thank you so much. I'm glad.
Good evening.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome. We're having some people still having experiencing difficulty connecting their audio. So
From here.
Let's just give them 5 minutes. We are contacting them to make sure that their audios are connected. And I just also want to let us know that we are streaming this live on YouTube. So you can also get the playback at the end of this meeting for reference purposes. So let's just give them 4 more minutes. By 8:10, we should be able to start. Patience, are you there? 10 minutes past 8. Please, let's start.
Okay, yes, I'm here, sir. I'm here.
Okay.
I'm also here. Good evening, everyone.
Oh, they just give them opportunity to.
Hello, Julius, are you here now? Hello, Dr. Julius. Hello, is Macaulay here? Okay. All right, so I've tried making attempts to call the attention of the other participants whose audios are not connected. So we need to start.
Hello, everyone.
So just go ahead and start.
Good evening.
Good evening, Dr. Ebisi. How are you doing?
I'm good. Thank you very much.
Patience, please, you can start. If Dr. Julius is here, the facilitator for Beta Group, are you?
Yes, I don't know.
Okay. So just go ahead, Patience. Take over.
Okay. Good evening, everyone, once again, and welcome to this meeting. Policy, Advocacy and Development, Global Mental Health. It's nice having you all. For those that have been able to join so far, we are still expecting more participants to catch up with us. Hello? So I'll just continue with the talk. Yeah. So like we all know, we have two subgroups, the alpha and the beta group. And I am guessing both participants in these two subgroups are here because the meeting was posted on the general group. So the main reason for our meeting today is one, to first of all get acquainted with ourselves, and also to look at the assignment which is due by Sunday on the 8th of August, to see how we can work together to be more effective in answering that particular assignment. I'm very sure a lot of us have been granted access to it already. And then it's expected that we go through it, attempt to answer it. And then this meeting is to help us get better views and, ways of, and that is the group discussion on the WhatsApp, to ask questions, but this meeting is an open cloud. Advance in this course can then come in and see how we can learn from each other. All right? I mean, I appreciate my overall 5 minutes. Talk about themselves and how far the course has been, for them. Just 5 minutes to, let's say, 2.5 minutes, 2.5 minutes. Two persons to just briefly say how far the course has been for them. So I'm waiting. Just raise your hand and then I will allow you to speak. Please, did anyone hear what I just said? Hello, everybody. Okay. So, Mattias Bubani, I've seen your hand. Your hand is up. All right. So we are waiting to hear from you. Please.
Yeah. Good evening, everybody.
Unmute yourself and just speak.
Yeah. Good evening, everybody.
Good evening.
Yeah,
Good evening.
in fact, the policy uh, development program has been very interesting to me, and I really learned a lot from those presentations, and even the response of most of the colleagues. I really learned from them. So for me, the policy has been going on fine. I said that sometimes I rarely have time to study because there's another course that I am doing too. So otherwise, it's very interesting, and it has really increased my knowledge on how to solve some public policy problems and other challenges that I used to see in the environment that's related to health. So in fact, the course is okay for me. Thank you. Over. Hello.
Yes, I can hear you now.
Oh, okay. If you did not hear me.
We were, but in the middle, the thing went off.
Oh, okay. What I say that the policy development study is very interesting, and I really learned a lot from it. And
Okay.
in fact, I can now know how to handle some policy issues and some of the intervention that I supposed to carry out one because I used to see a lot of challenges that is related to health, and there are some policy documents that has not been implemented. So with this course now, I'm sure I've learned a lot on how to approach to ensure that such policies are reviewed or implemented. Only challenge I
Okay.
used to find is the timing. Sometimes one may not have enough time to go through some of those uh, books. So that's the only challenge I have.
Definitely. Sure. Sure. Okay.
It's off.
Thank you so much.
My network is bad here.
It's quite. I can even hear it's quite shaky, but let's just see and manage what we have. Thank you for your response.
Your mic seemed to be dragging. I don't know if it's the internet, but your voice keeps breaking a whole lot. I don't know if it's just my end.
I think it's because of the internet connection. Yeah, I can feel it like that, but I think it's the internet.
I think it's the internet too, because mine is breaking and coming back. But I think from the little that Matthias has just said, he say he's enjoying the course, though there's little time to go through the materials. But it's just a sacrifice within these 10 weeks. Just try, no matter how to be learned. And life is about planning. So if we just plan ourselves well during the weekend, we can work out something well. So I've seen another hand. George, are you with us still? So the floor is yours now. Can we hear from you, please?
Yeah, good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Yeah. I so much appreciate the policy. I had some learning and studies, and I discovered that I've learned certain things very new that are very, very interesting to my life, and then it also helped me to impact society better. So it has been interesting, just like the first
Participants, speaker.
as I said, we've not always have time, but it is good. It is interesting. It's an awesome event. I believe that at the end of the session, we'll learn so much, and we will be better people in the society when well implemented.
All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, great. So let's quickly move to the main point for today. So we have an assignment that is due by next week. That's on Sunday, on the 8th of August. All right. Have we all granted access to the assignments, please?
Yes, we still a battle to finish the one for this week. Or
Yeah, sure. I'm not saying you should start it, but you have been granted access to it, right?
I will check now, and I'll probably confirm in a bit.
All right, okay. So it was opened, and you just, as you are working on the other assignments and the discussion, given 1 week, let's say 2 week maximum, so that you can have time, to go over it again and again. And that is the reason for this meeting. So I'm also going to allow those that have been able to peep through the assignment question. We want you to help throw more light so that others can also learn, in attempting to answer the question. Understand, it's about policy options. So if you have peeped through the question and you have seen, I have something to enlighten some of the fields and navigating the way through it. But if you have peeped through the question and you have seen how it is, just please raise your hand, and I'm going to allow you for like, let's say 10 minutes to briefly talk about the assignment that is due next week, Sunday. George, your hand is up. So I'm going to allow you for the next 10 minutes to talk to us about the assignment question, policy option. Yeah, you can go ahead. Sorry for the network challenges, please. George? Hello, George, can you hear me? Can that person hear me?
I can hear you, Patience.
Hello?
Yes, Patience, I can hear you. Sorry.
Okay, sorry. Is this George?
No, this isn't George. This is Ekene. Oh, it's Ken, if you
Okay.
see him in there.
I can hear
right here.
Hello?
Okay. Yeah, I saw George's hand up. And I'm sure he
I
wants
think
to
he
speak.
had
I don't know whether
spoken.
it's network there.
He had spoken. He
No,
was the second speaker.
Yeah, I know. I just asked another question now. Nobody got the question I asked.
To the assignment one, what was the
Yes,
week 5?
yes.
Or let me, I'll just, if you don't mind, I could just check on it quickly and then discuss. Right, this is module 6. Is this the policy analysis criteria assignment?
No, this is policy option.
Okay, policy option. It's okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's asking to take a survey. Is that what would that be is that what I should be expecting? Hello?
Can you hear me?
Hi, Patience. Yes, Patience. No, I couldn't hear you. I
Hi.
lost you for a bit.
Okay. So
Okay, so you want me to talk us through it, and
I
then
was saying that, we are learning discussions, yes. So I want somebody to raise their hand and throw more light on this particular assignment, which is due by next week, Sunday, policy options, that others too can learn and how
Okay.
to attempt answering the question. if you have peeped through it. I know that we have another workload for this with the quiz and the discussion and all that. So if I peep through the assignment that is due next week and you have from, you're able to attend the question well, you are free to speak. That was what I was saying.
Okay. So I haven't gotten there yet. I'm still trying to round up the coursework for this week, but I have the assignment on policy options open here. And I don't know if it could just be a discourse, and I could, if that is what it is. I don't have a full understanding of it. I haven't
okay, you can come, all right. So,
yeah.
Okay, so this is it. Question one was like, please describe one policy option using a direct service delivery intervention.
Yeah.
Do you understand?
Yeah.
Just describe in 1 to 2 sentences, describe one policy option using a direct service delivery intervention. That was one. Then the next one was, please, that you should describe one policy option using regulatory intervention. That was the second question. Then policy option using finance intervention. So these are the 3 things we're looking at. So we expected to like answer this and submit next week. So I feel others might have challenges in attempting it. So if you have, you have more idea about it, you can throw more light on it so that others can learn, so that if they will find it flexible in answering the questions.
Yeah, I want to give it a stab at it, but there's also a guide that they have on the website that maybe if we discuss around it, it can help us understand for everybody's sake. So I'll just read through and then also share my understanding of what I feel it is in our own unique context, if that is fine. May I proceed?
Sure.
Okay. So for the question one, it says describe one policy option using a direct service delivery intervention. And it requires like a very short sentence on what that would be. So some of the examples that have been cited are like, for example, expanding the number of public pharmacies in a particular area.
Okay.
Yeah. So that is one of them, or the network of, pharmacies, or let me just say, also if I was like, I do a health project now, expanding local hospitals in a particular area to increase access.
Okay.
Yeah, something in that light.
Okay.
Yeah, so that would be something that could drive it. Policy could influence rehabilitation or construction of new healthcare delivery centers.
Those new pharmacies,
Yeah, pharmacies, or something like that. So that's the understanding of it from that. And question 2 has, like I said, to describe one policy option using, I'm keeping it very short because I have to also get back to work.
Sure.
Yeah. It said describe one policy option using regulatory interventions. So a policy that establishes a rule to govern over some kind of activity, such as maybe a visiting license, or standards for private hospitals. So one of the policy options that has been cited is, like, say, to hire additional Ministry of Health inspectors to increase the frequency of inspections to the hospital or the pharmacy. So that is a policy option that would employ regulators to go and monitor more frequently these pharmacies or hospitals. So so that's
to make sure
one
they
of
are up to date and standard.
Exactly. So that's what it describes.
It's required.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
So number 3 would be to describe one policy option using a finance intervention. A policy that changes the distribution or collection of public revenues, such as establishing, revising a tax grant program or condition for participants in a public health insurance program. So The instance they have cited that would help guide us is, for example, establishing a medicine voucher program where patients living in an area without a public pharmacy can use the voucher to purchase medicines from private pharmacies that are accredited by the Ministry of Health and selling sell specific medicines. Exactly. So I think that's something like that. If you were putting it inside maybe a different frame of work, that could be
a guide.
A guide, basically. So it could be a cash program, it could be a multi-purpose cash grant, humanitarian cards that people could load up for stuff like that. So those are the thinking around it. They also said, so these pharmacies would be accredited. The private pharmacy would need to participate more in inspection and quality oversight. I think this basically points us in the direction we would need. If we can reframe thoughts and instances around this guide, it would help answer the that assignment question. I don't know if that helps.
Okay, thank you very much, Doctor. We are grateful.
No, I'm not a doctor. I'm just a guy. It's just I'm a guy, no doctor.
Okay, you're speaking like one.
Thank you.
Let's maybe we are expecting you to be one soon anyway.
Oh,
so
like who knows? You know what? Yeah, that PhD is in the making, so who knows? Yeah, sure.
Okay, well done. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for your contribution once again. Okay, I hope we are all listening and getting some points from there. Okay, so I have 3 more hands. Ada, B, Lisa, please, can you speak?
Hello, good evening.
Yes, good evening, ma'am. Welcome.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear
thank you. Okay, thank you. So the assignment basically is like a continuation of what we did in Module 2. If you read the question, the question says, based on your situational analysis and your problem statement, and based on your problem statement, you should provide policy options in those different sections.
3 areas.
Yes, the direct service delivery, financial, and the other one.
Regulatory.
So when answering these questions, you should refer to the problem statement that you gave.
You stated in Module 2.
Yes. And if you remember from the lecture in Module 2, they told us that when stating your policy problem, you should make the problem in such a way that the government can intervene in different ways. You shouldn't limit it to just one intervention. So I think that's what this assignment is trying to portray. The different ways that the government can come in to solve the policy issue. So from Module 2, my policy problem was low uptake of services by HIV testing and counseling services by men who have sex with men and transgender persons in Nigeria. So for a direct service delivery option, a policy option through direct service delivery could be that the government could establish testing points that are stigma-free and discrimination-free for these key population groups. The government could employ members of these groups, train them, and equip them to carry out testing for these groups to increase uptake of testing services and other options. So for number 2, regulatory interventions. For regulatory interventions for my problem statement, it will be basically type of rules that ban people from discriminating these groups, especially in public health centers and other health centers. So that would be my regulatory policy, to make rules that don't tolerate discrimination. And for the financial part,
discrimination, against this set of people.
Yes. And for question 3, the financial intervention, I would say the government should allocate more resources towards reaching this population to meet their specific needs. They have specific needs for each specific population. So I would say the government should allocate more funding to meet their needs based on my own statement. So everybody will have to write based on their own statement. So thank you.
Thank you very much, Adavi. This is this is quite exciting. I have a question there anyway, but let's hear from the other speakers before. Yeah. Okay. So, Dr. Mako, are you still with us?
Yes, I am. Thank you very much.
Okay.
Is anyone getting me?
Good evening. Yes, I can hear you clear. Yeah.
Yes, thank you very much, Madam Patience. I'm really grateful for the input from Ken and the very recent speaker, Lisa. It's quite insightful. And let me just cue up from what Lisa was talking about. It's I think it's a flow. There's no break in the assignments for module 2, and that's one aspect I learned from the assignment. There has to be that continuity, and the second thing is that there needs to be some originality in right from the inception. For example, the assignment is asking for us to come out with a problem statement. It has to be something which is really applicable, something which is real. Because as we now see from the latter part of the assignment is actually a continuation. If we had to just fake something and just fit it there just to fulfill all righteousness, we discover that
they have answered. Yeah, because they have to run with your module 2 statement. Okay.
Exactly. So it's actually a continuous aspect, and it pays a lot when it has to be practical. And for me, I am from Cameroon. I'm a medical doctor in Cameroon, and my experience is with HIV. I work with an HIV project, and our responsibility is to ensure that we see epidemic control. And I work in the crisis zone. We all know about the socio-political crisis in Cameroon. I work in Manfi.
Yeah.
So my problem statement was that the ongoing socio-political crisis has negatively impacted the gains towards achieving HIV epidemic control through 95 among the population in this district. Now, if we have to go to the policy and the question one is asking us, please describe one policy option using a direct service delivery intervention. That's referring from my problem statement. I'm thinking that the direct service delivery is like asking me, what is that thing that I may want to implement maybe in person, or I may want to get people on the field to implement directly. So
to affect the people affected immediately.
Exactly. So my thought process was to expand the service delivery towards 95 across case identification, retention, viral load coverage by recruitment. So my interest is to recruitment by recruitment and training of new community health relay agents to allow direct access to patients in their original settlements. Because the background is that as a result of the crisis, we are having most of the health centers are shut down, and we have issues of patients having to move from their catchments, from their settlements to the main district hospitals. So one of the ways I want to address that is to train community health workers who live with the patients in the community, who can be able to provide these services directly to them in the community. So that was my response. The second question which is asking, describe one policy option using Hello? Is anyone getting me?
Yes, I'm with you.
Yes, asking what regulatory intervention. I think at this point, they're asking me what is that measure? It's like maybe an oversight action that needs to be done. Maybe like a rule, maybe like a as simply put, a regulation, something that is going to be put, that is going to set a standard. That's the way I think. That is going to affect it's going to affect the smooth running of the program within this context. So
yes.
My thinking was to provide routine provider-initiated testing strategy, as well as routine index case tracing of all positive identified HIV cases in all healthcare settings, in such a way that it's made a rule for every patient who has access to any facility. It's made a rule to provide this provider-initiated testing strategy. So every person who comes to consult in a facility, you already introduce them the idea of do you know your status? Provide them that activity, provide them that service to be tested. And for every person who is tested positive, provide them the service of index testing. So if it is hello.
Yes, please, someone's mic is on. Vitalis, please just mute.
I thought it was a question. So that was my take. Set as a rule for every person who visits a health facility to be offered a provider-initiated testing and counseling, and for every positive identified case to be offered index testing. That way we can easily identify as many patients as possible who are living with HIV. And then the third part of the question which they're asking is, describe one policy option using a finance intervention. When we hear finance in every project setting, it always raises eyebrows. It always like yes are open. So
I want to really know how.
Exactly. Is really one very interesting area.
Is the tool, that pushes.
Exactly. So I think in one policy option like that will help us to achieve our goal through our policy. It's maybe providing financial incentive to health. Sorry, I have to admit some people. So okay. Now providing financial incentives to healthcare providers at the rate of, let's say, 3,000 francs. We use CFA francs here. 3,000 CFA francs per positive case identified who are successfully linked to care and contact traced. So every positive case that is identified and is linked to care and is contact traced, whoever the healthcare provider is, we offer 3,000 francs. So that was what I think could be a policy that could tie with that question. So in all of this, like I said earlier on, first from the inception, the problem statement has to be real. It has to be practical. It has to be something that appeals to what you do. No matter, it may be a healthcare setting, it may be a non-healthcare setting.
Sorry, let me get this guy. Mr. Kofol, please. Can you unmute? Yeah. Can you mute your mic? I'm coming.
I was just rounding off anyway, so I think I could just conclude there.
Okay, I think
by saying that from the inception, the idea should flow. It should flow. It should not be fake. It should be practical. So that whatever questions that come out, you always refer to your original problem statement, which you really want to solve. Yes, thank you very much. And I think Lisa and Ken, the previous speakers, highlighted that. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Thank you very much, Doc, for that insightful contribution. And I'm very sure lots of us, personally, when I saw the question, I was like, but now at least I can tell, based on the 3 speakers that have spoken, I should be able to write something. Now, we are not segmenting the assignments like it's a continuum, it's a flow. I think it's even right from week 1. So if I've been following, you should be able to work on what you have stated and then provide the answers based on how you plan to solve solution using this course. All right. Okay, I saw Ken's hand was up. That looks like, I don't know whether he's still here with us. Hello, Ken.
I am, but asked and answered. So no, I don't need to have any further contributions. The last two speakers were
okay,
awesome.
Sorry,
so
you're the one. All right.
Yes,
okay.
I am.
Okay, thank you very much.
Pleasure.
Thank you. Sorry, I didn't get the phase and all that. Sorry. Okay, so
no, that's fine. I also maybe wanted to say very quickly that every week they post these feedbacks. I don't know if you guys get them in emails. On I think the last one they did share was feedback on the week 2 assignments, week 3 assignments.
Yes, I got
yeah,
that.
so I think if people go and study it as well, it does help maybe reframe
That's
the
true.
assignment.
Yes.
Yeah. So just putting it out there as well.
It's like a limelight to what you have
Exactly.
answered and how it is supposed to. Yeah. Okay.
Exactly.
So that's fine. Thank you. Thank you. So please let's just make sure we go through like the feedback that they give us back. They note some things that they feel should be there and some that we are overstated and how the assignment should be structured somehow. The feedback is really helpful. I went through the one for last week. I saw it this evening. And it was quite insightful. So please, let's just make reference to those feedbacks because they are wonderful. Okay, so we have about 14 minutes to round up. And the floor is open. Anybody that has a question on the group discussion, on the course so far, on assignments, if you have any question, this is time. So the next 13 minutes, we should be able to put that through. If you can't speak, you can write it in the chat box, or if you can, just unmute and then ask your question. We are all here for each other. All right. So if there are questions, okay. Somebody's
so my
hand is
question,
up.
Patience, my question would be great tune. I like that. That's Lighthouse Family. They're one of my favorite artists in the world. So thank you for that.
Okay. Did I get you well?
Say, are you talking?
Yes, you say something. It's like.
Oh no, I said you're playing Lighthouse Family. On a light note, that's a very awesome song and a wonderful group. So thanks for that.
Okay, you're welcome. All right, thank you. Okay, any other person, a question, something you want to say? Okay, the next 12 minutes.
Hello. Hello.
Hello. We can hear you. Please. Is this
yes. Just one. Is anyone getting me, please?
On the line? Who is speaking, rather?
Sorry, that's my colleague from Cameroon.
Okay, all right. Okay.
Yes, what I wanted to share is I think these discussions which are shared, these assignments which are shared, like what we were just talking about. If we, one thing I noticed on the forum is sometimes it's very timid. For example, in the forum, in the WhatsApp forum which I belong, we have about 38 members, but very few people take a chance to share their assignments and all of this. I think having taken one of these courses before, in a context where we actually have to do presentations. I remember in the earlier parts of this course, one of the things is they're saying that if you belong to a site, you need to be participative at least 70% of the time and all of that.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. So I think that yes, if you have to ask people to do PowerPoint presentations, it may be time consuming. We understand that people are working and all of that. But at least when we have assignments like this, I'm just saying because I understand that a lot of participants on the forum, me as one of the facilitators, I think that it's going to really be interesting if we have questions like this and we share our experience interwoven into the question. it makes a lot of
That is
sense,
right.
and then it keeps the participation on the WhatsApp forum really, really interesting. We get to understand experiences in the context of the question,
The
and in that
course
way,
and the module.
exactly, it gives us, and in that way, it gives the participants a broader understanding of what they're actually studying. If not, it gives the impression that we are studying the PTA course on one hand, and then we are working on the other hand. Yes. So I really think that for us, the participants, when we have questions like this, let's share them in the forum. And then as we read them, you share, I read yours, and I ask questions from your experience. How did you address this? And then I discover the way you answer it. You know, your thought process starts changing as you study the course. It does now inculcating the materials into practice. So I think that is really, really relevant. Rather than having to have assignments on the Canvas forum, we respond there, and then when we get to the WhatsApp, maybe less than 10% of
that's
respond. Yeah, so I think it's a call for us to take up that anybody can ask you, but how do you solve this? How do you approach this? Wow, that's an interesting experience. It can be the experience sharing can just be something that I could copy and have to apply differently to my own context after we're studying the same thing. So that's just what I wanted to share. Thank you.
Hello. Hello. Good evening. Hello.
Hello. Good evening. Please, you can
Good evening. Okay. Thank you very much. My name is Olumiwa Ogunolu. I'm a pharmacist from Nigeria. What I just want to find out is that this is the first time I'm actually joining the review group. And I think I spoke to Pharmacist Sampson the other time. What I just want to find out this evening is that how often do we have this? I just want somebody to put me through. I was able to join today because I've been added to the WhatsApp group. And then though I have done all the things I need to do in terms of my modules and every other thing, because, you know, our timing sometimes might not really like, I'm supposed to be on duty to do some things. So I just want a light on this, our meeting. I appreciate what everyone has done in terms of our contribution, and I also want to also contribute my own quota. So thank you very much.
Okay, so thank you so much, Olumuyiwa. Patience, are you there? Can I respond?
Hello? So you can, sure.
Okay. So
my network went off. I didn't even hear his question.
Okay. Let me respond. And I think I'm also going to respond in together to Nicole's suggestion. Dr. Julius, yes. You know, from the outset, when this course, we started hosting them, as at then, University of Washington insisted on face-to-face interaction with participants until COVID came. So what COVID did also aligned with our initial strategy. Our strategy was, rather than just holding 4 physical meetings, out of which 3, every participant must attend 3. And then we found it was very difficult for everybody. Most of the people could not attend 3 out of the 4 meetings. And so we had to battle with our conscience, whether people who missed just 2 meetings, if we could not give them their certificates because they didn't meet the 75% attendance. So that gave us the idea of meeting every week on the WhatsApp group. Now, our original intent on the WhatsApp group was just to post questions, inciting questions that will provoke thoughts. And then when anyone responds, he can also ask questions, so that we have from Monday till the Friday to discuss and get counter questions to the topic sets. However, that has not played out very well. So we decided to have a mixed meeting, a blended meeting. So we have the WhatsApp meeting, and then we now hold a Zoom meeting. Now, this Zoom meeting is supposed to hold about 2 to 3 times. We have held the first one, today is the second one. And before the end of the course, we are likely going to hold another one or 2 other ones. And we mostly target those times that we have assignments that will require contributions. So to answer Pharmacist Olumuyiwa's question, we will be having next 2 sessions, most likely 2 more sessions. And we will be targeting those modules that have assignments. Yes. So it's not easy for us to specify exactly the dates that we will be having that. But we will be giving us at least 1 week or some few days, at least up to 3 or 4 days notice when we want to have the meetings. And the meetings are usually on Saturdays by 8 p.m., just like we did today.
No, so, Sundays, sir.
Sorry, Sundays by 8 p.m. like we did today. So that's how we run the meetings. We found out that holding weekly meetings on the Zoom, on the WhatsApp, will give a lot of people opportunity to make 70% attendance.
Hello.
Which means if you miss only 3, you can still earn your certificate. So that's how we run it. At least this has responded to Dr. Mikkel's concern. Yes, we actually would want participants to respond to those questions and pose questions so that others can also look at them. But you see that a lot of people seem very busy, and so they do not give much attention to those questions the way we expect them. But yes, we can still do something in our various groups, incite other people to ask questions, and then ask questions on people's responses. Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you very much, sir. Okay, that was my overall coordinator,
Hello.
Pharmacist Samson. Yes. Hello.
Hello, patient. I don't know if you can hear me.
Yes, I can hear you, sir.
This is Agaba Sunday Online.
Okay.
So I want to actually say this schedule of meeting came so late. I only got this information not quite long ago, about 30 minutes thereabouts. So I want to be of the opinion that in subsequent meeting, there should be an announcement, early announcement, in order for update. Like I'm coming late now, it's as a result of that schedule that was not done earlier. So having said
thank
that,
you, sir. Mm-hmm.
Having said that, most of your questions coming, you know, you have classified every person to a group. You have a kind of
subgroup,
subgroup. Some of the questions coming up on the WhatsApp is not totally the whole activities where maybe, for instance, you are in group 3, group 4, group 5, the question given to you there, if you should be given a question by the Washington University to attend to, and this site now is trying to give you different questions from what the university site is giving you, I think is duplication of effort. Are you getting what I'm saying?
Yes, not really, because our questions are structured based on University of Washington's each week's model.
I don't know. I understand that vividly. If you check some of the clients you are having there now, some of their questions differ from what the University of Washington is giving them for an answer. as a discussion or as if you are giving something, if you have access to assess each group, you will see the likely questions, a doubt or a likely question given to individual to attend to by the end of the modules. I think that will help the student to be much more competent in their dealing in terms of attending to questions from you.
Okay. Can I respond?
Can I share a response to that?
Okay. I wanted to attempt and answer his first question because I know he's on my group, he's on Alpha. And I had posted and I had informed us, I think Monday or Tuesday, that we'll be having a Zoom meeting. Yes, I had informed. Even this evening, I highlighted that, okay, in respect to this is the details for the meeting. These are the details for the meeting. I think I had done that like Tuesday.
Yes, you did.
Okay, thank you, sir. At least I have a witness. So please, sir, and he's on my group. That's why I'm specific, sir. I know the other group got it a little bit late. So, sir, you can go ahead and attempt and say what you want to say, please.
Okay. Was it Ken that wanted to say something also?
Yeah, I just wanted to share. I mean, I'm sure I listened to what the last speaker said, and I felt maybe it would be fair to. I know you guys have answers to it, but as a participant, maybe he could also understand why I think you guys set those questions up for us.
Okay, all right, that'll be fine.
Yeah, I think, sir, it's a generic question that is posed on that WhatsApp every week, and like I think one of the moderators had said that it's just to spark thinking around a problem or something. So yes, from group to group on the University of Washington, on the course platform, there will be different questions, of course, but on the WhatsApp group here, this is also our own questions, like a weekly quiz for the group to attempt. And
yes,
as long as it is around the subject, it's never off course or it's never really off topic. It's additional learning for you. I would say call it a bonus, if I would put it that way. So I think it's fair. It happens that way. Thank you.
And it's more applicable to the situations around you. Based on your, sometimes you say it based on your community where you are working, how does this relate? And it's always it's a bedrock from what the University of Washington is trying to, outline for us to answer. I don't know if you get that. So I think you just revisit the question.
I know I got your point. Like I've earlier said, what I'm just trying to say, I saw some responses from you to clients on this platform stating that some of them are coming late, some of them will give you a schedule of the activities, how numerous the activity could look like. So when you intend to duplicate efforts on people who are already scheduled with a lot of things, you are causing more delay. You are causing more delay. And I think that's what the only thing I think I should bring to your light. I'm not saying that I'm not capable of
that also makes sense.
Yeah, definitely.
That's
so we'll visit that and get back to you.
Okay.
Yes, sir. So my Oga, Lisa.
Hello.
Yeah.
Hello. Yes, I think it's past 11 or sorry, past 9 already.
Hello.
Past 9.
Hello.
Let Wosila speak.
Yes, please.
Yeah, good evening all.
You're welcome.
Yeah, thank you. Sorry, please, I joined late. We are late because I was having network issues. So please, on the discussion, last of all, issue of and the dates for this meeting, this Zoom meeting. I think following what Mr. Sunday said, I would advise that if we can have like maybe a timetable, like for the one I've joined before, at the beginning of the course, we had a timetable where right from the beginning, we know when we are going to be having this kind of Zoom meeting. And also even the WhatsApp. The WhatsApp thing is not like an everyday thing, it's a weekly thing. And then for the Zoom, we also had timeline. So everybody at that time, we already know when we are going to have the Zoom meeting. So we are prepared for it. So unlike one, the way it came, some people are not ready to have other schedules and they just have to try and join. So advice if we can have a timeline, I mean a timetable to say this is where, because in each of the mode, we know when we are supposed to have assignment, if we are basing it on when assignment will be done. So you already have a date when the assignment will be done. Then with that, you can now have a kind of timetable to know this is when we are going to have the Zoom meeting. That is one. Secondly, I heard you talking about grouping. So I don't really know which group I belong on this hub now, because on the this thing on the course itself, I know that I belong to a particular group. But this other grouping people are talking about, I think I'm just hearing it for the first time, and I don't know which group I belong to. Thank you.
Yes, sir, please, you want to respond to that?
Okay, yeah. Thank you so much, Wasilat. Just like you mentioned about the grouping, I'm just trying to see if I can fetch that out. But while that is coming out, I want to appreciate the concern. We are going to share, this coming week, we are going to share the different dates that will be having the next few meetings.
Zoom meetings.
Yes. We will share that out, and then we will proceed from there. Then you made mention about the WhatsApp meetings daily, that where you were coming from, it's weekly. Our own is also weekly. You are not supposed to respond every day. You're not supposed to be active there every day. What we say is that
sorry, it's true.
The topic or the question is released either on Sunday or Monday, and then participant will have from that day till Friday. It's a whole 1 week. You are just look at the question for the week, then study your modules with that question at the back of your mind. Then any day of the week, you can just choose to respond. It's not everyday thing. Okay,
it's
so
true. It's an error. It's true.
Okay. So, Wasilat, when we started, we assigned everybody to a WhatsApp group, subgroups for this particular course. We had two, the alpha and then the beta, and we sent out emails. A lot of people say they didn't get the emails, and then we repeated it again using the email addresses that you people registered with. However, we also discovered that some people are still finding it difficult. So when they get across to us, we will look at the sheet and then add them in. For you, Wasilat, we were assigned to
alpha.
Yes.
Okay.
So you are assigned to alpha. So,
sorry to cut in. I don't even know my own too. I'm sorry to cut in, but I have to quickly speak out.
Muiwa, you spoke with me and I added you to your group.
Okay, thank you.
Remember, I added you to beta group. Is it beta group or let me see? So you're already in the beta group.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, excuse me, sir.
Yes, please.
So please, can you shed more light on what we are supposed to be doing on the group, please?
On the WhatsApp group?
Just say that.
Yes, for the WhatsApp group.
We just know what are we supposed to be doing in that group.
See, for the WhatsApp group.
Yes. Because I know I belong to one WhatsApp group here where I see those weekly questions, and I think I've responded to 2 of them now. You understand? Okay. Is there
yes, and your name was no. Your name will appear on the attendance. Once you have responded to the question, your name will appear on the attendance. That's all you need to do.
Is that the group? Is that the same alpha group you are talking about?
Yes.
Okay, because I'm not seeing the name Alpha Group. I'm only seeing Avron e-learning as the platform, the name of the platform. You understand? So that if that's the group, it may be misleading because I was thinking that is where all the participants are.
Okay, see how the thing is. We are hearing you. You see,
Yes,
for
sir.
every course that we are hosting, we have
Yes.
a major group where everybody belongs. So, for instance, for the policy, we have a general forum, and that general, the name is Havron PDAGH General, with a specific month that is starting July 2021.
Okay.
So everybody who registered and studied under us are in that group. Now, because the group is a very large one, we muted it. Participants are not supposed to speak. It's just for us to pass a general information to them. And then we have subgroups where every other person has been assigned to a manageable size. So for the other group, we have alpha, and then we have beta. And then we have key facilitators for each of those groups so that the groups are smaller and they are manageable.
Okay.
So everybody
Good,
belongs to
it's
that
fine.
subgroup, yes.
Okay, I'm seeing the name well now, yes.
Okay.
Avron e-learning something alpha. Okay, it's clear now. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Clear. Yes, sir.
So, Patience, you can close if there are no more issues.
Okay. All right. Well done, and thank you everyone for making our time. In as much as we apologize for the short notice, especially for the beta group, the information really got to you quite late. We apologize for that. And then, like my Oga has rightly said, next time we'll structure the timetable and get it across to you so that everyone will plan towards it. It was really nice. Thank you so much for your contributions, and thank you for the clarification. If you have further questions, you can always reach us.
Hello, can you hear me? Hello, good evening.
Hello, yes. Who is speaking, please?
Okay, my name is Ebenezer.
Yes. Yes, I saw your text and I have renamed your name.
So facilitate on this particular course.
It's okay, sir.
Easily get to any of us
tomorrow.
I've
followed the meeting from inception.
Okay, no problem.
Important, so I needed to clarify. Thank you very much.
And you can also rewatch a replay on our YouTube channel, where you can, if you need to get more light on this, you can do that. We'll share it on the various groups. So thank you very much. Then have a beautiful night rest. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.